All right. Before we go live, if I've got anybody in here, give me a 1 if everything is sounding good. If you guys got sound and everything's good. Just trying to get everything set up and ready to go, guys. All right, double checking my sound, guys. Want to make sure everything is good before we kick the show off. All right, we got our producer, Aim High, in here. How's the sound? Are we good or are we low? Awesome. Okay. I keep having some technical difficulties on my side, but as long as the stream holds, we're going to go ahead and let's get this show kicked off, guys.
Well, you know what time it is.
All right, everybody, welcome to our Sunday Full Throttle After Show. This is where we do a recap, we do the news, we get into a bunch of different topics here. Keep getting a weird playback, so something in my settings is off here. There, I got rid of that. So the issue I'm running into, guys, is apparently my stream is too low a bit rate. I need to look at some of my settings here. All right, everybody. Sorry about that. I'm dealing with some connection issues on my side, so I think I've got that figured out. So I will be keeping an eye on my stream health today. Basically, my bit rates are too low, so they're probably going to slaughter this stream. It's kind of how YouTube does their things, but we are going to move forward. Fortunately, that's what happens when we deal with streaming software outside of the mainstream. So the good news is our mainstream did really well today. We hit the major topics. We got the car done. As you guys can see, the car is currently not here, meaning that I finished the car. and I took it for a test drive. I'm going to go ahead and do the recap before we get into the news. So, in my recap of what I did with that car, basically we were trying to get this car finished. The plan is they want to drive that car and park their Tahoe and get the Tahoe done top to bottom. So, because you guys are here in the after show, this is where I give you guys all the extra content. This is where you guys get to see a little bit behind the scenes and get to see kind of what we do. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and if you're not a member, consider clicking that join down below. Become a member to the channel for as little as $3 a month. We have packages that go up to $49 a month with discounts on merch once our merch store is launched. So, now that that's said, let's go ahead and get into this. I'm just checking my stream one more time. I want to make sure that everything's working. All right, finally the stream health went to excellent. Awesome. Okay, so had to fix a few things here on the backside. This happens from time to time. Whenever we do software updates or we do transitions in between how we stream, there's a bunch of different things we got to configure. But I'm glad we got this all figured out. Looking good. Give me ones if everything sounds really good, guys. Give me ones if everything sounds really good. Yep, aim high. This is the party session. This is where we get to talk about the topics that we did. We get to talk about the things we fixed. We get to talk about the news. And we get to go a little bit further beyond. So this is a special for you guys. Usually I try to keep this one to about an hour. You guys get a bunch of different topics. I get to do a few different things. And we really kind of just chill here. This isn't, we're not in a project here, so we don't have to feel like we're rushing to finish a project. That's why I like the Full Throttle After Shows. It's just a chance for me to connect with you guys, share some of my experiences, help you guys out with questions you may have, and for us to talk about the news topics. Any news topic I bring up, you guys are more than welcome to comment on it. Sometimes I'll read those comments. And let's go ahead and talk about the recap. So today was about fixing mistakes that cause reoccurring problems. On Hondas, there is a bunch of different issues with throttle bodies. Those throttle bodies can sometimes cause other issues. In order for us to fix that, we have to make sure that everything was put together right. Unfortunately, I had a gasket flipped upside down and it caused 2 massive vacuum leaks. So the gasket was already used. I couldn't put that gasket back in. It was already smashed, meaning if I would have flipped it around where it was supposed to be, bolted it down, it wouldn't have sealed. So I had to put a brand new seal in it. That's my cost, my time. Customer did not get charged for that. That's on me. We also had to finish the AC. Now with the AC, we had to deal with getting it charged. We got it charged in here. It was working good. After I took it out and drove it, I found that the AC pressure got a little high. So I had to purge some out of the AC system so it continued to run while the car idled. I got that problem fixed, and now the car is back in the customer's possession, which is a really good thing. Now, if they continue having a high pressure situation, I will have to take a little bit more out. So hopefully we're good. And hopefully everything will be solid from here on out on the car. I did a full rundown on the main stream on what we did with the car. We did quite a bit. And I did confirm with the owner of the car that next week, guys, we will be doing an interview with that owner of the car, and he's going to explain what the purpose of this car is, what their goals for the future are, and basically why we did what we did to this car. Why did we go so deep? Why did we fix things that were only marginal when somebody driving locally wouldn't need to do all that? Well, here's the thing. It works great when you're driving close by. But when you're going to start putting on more miles and driving further distances, you need to make sure the car can travel that far without having issues. How we did that was to go through the car top to bottom and fix everything that we noticed. Now, that included checking coolant, checking transmission, checking brakes, checking the tune-up, making sure the tune-up was done. We had to fix the throttle body. We did all that. And I only say that to recap this because we needed to make sure that this was reliable for this guy's business. His business will be to help other people and help deliver stuff like DoorDash, things like that. But he's also going to use it to help out in different counties, moving families from their home to work. This is a whole bigger process, which is why we needed to fix this car correctly, why we had to get everything laser straightened out on it. Car was a success. It rocks. It does everything it's supposed to do. So very happy with that repair. Very happy to get my hands on this Tahoe. This Tahoe is going to be somewhat similar to something that you guys are going to get a sneak peek of in a few weeks. That's right. We have another vehicle coming to the channel. If you guys were members, you guys have already seen one of the vehicles that have come to the channel since we've gotten rid of the Malibu and we've gotten rid of the Silver Swine. That is correct, guys. You heard it. We got rid of the Silver Swine. I sold it to a dealer. They paid cash, and that vehicle is no longer in our possession. So we have moved both Malibu Steel and Silver Swine. You might ask, what did we replace it with? Well, because I'm only going to give you guys sneak peeks at this point, I can tell you right now that the one thing we got was a sports car, a very rare sports car. And I'm calling it a sports car, not a muscle car. So that should help you guys figure it out. If you guys look back at some of the previous streams, I was talking with a few other mods that I had on this channel, and they guessed what the vehicle was. But nobody has seen this unless you are a member. And I'm leaving that in the members only for at least 2 to 3 more weeks. At that point, I'll do a debut video. I'll show you guys the car. I'll explain what we're going to be doing to it. We'll go through it top to bottom. There's a lot that needs to be done. I bought this car with the intent that we were going to fix this car on the channel. If I bought a car that was already done, it wouldn't give me much content. But by buying a car that has a few more miles, the car has been driven, and the car needs a little bit of maintenance to get it back to 100%, it gives us a lot more content. Plus, this thing will give us the options for increasing the horsepower in the car later on. It's not something we're going to do probably in the next year. My goals for the car is to straighten out the mechanicals, get that laser straightened out, do the body and cosmetic, move to the interior, get the interior done. Then we're going to shift over to power and performance. So this might turn into quite a few years of projects here. And I'm going to take my time with it and show you guys step by step. If I just blaze through it and cut some corners and do a bunch of stuff off camera, you guys aren't going to know what we did. Now, some things I will have to take to a different shop. I know. And they're going to have to do some of the work. I can tell you right now with the interior stuff, they will not sell me what I want, and I will have to take it to a place that does interior stuff. And that's all I'm going to say for now. Also, we will have a new vehicle coming to the channel. I'm not going to spoil this one. That debut is probably about a month out. But the goal is to get that vehicle here, start going through it, figure out what I need to do to it, get it where I need it and want it, because it is going to take over for 2 vehicles. It's going to take over for what Malibu Steel was doing for fuel mileage, and it's going to take over what Crimson Vortec was doing. That's right, my daily driver. So it's going to take over the job of those 2 vehicles. As we do that, we are kind of consolidating, but we're also bringing you guys more content. That's the whole point of this. The whole point is to bring you guys more content. I see there's 2 of you guys in here now. Please hit that like button. Let's help get the engagement up. In fact, let me grab some water quick, and I'm going to handle something. I'll be right back on screen, guys. I'm going to bring my water over. Usually these sessions are a lot more talking. So the more talking I do, the more my throat kind of dries out. So I need to keep fluids going. All right, so now that I brought you guys back up to speed on what we're going to be doing here, we've got new vehicles coming in. We got new content coming. There's going to be some projects back here on Champagne Bubbles. We will have a light project on that vehicle. It needs to be done. The car has one headlight that isn't doing what it's supposed to be doing. So I'm going to upgrade these to LEDs when we do them. Considering doing LEDs in the front of this car for a long time, we're finally going to get to it. That one is a must do as soon as possible. So that one might actually be a Full Throttle After Show late show. I'm not 100% certain. I might push it into the next week and wait, because if we're waiting on parts for the Tahoe, I'll probably get this one done just to make sure that everything's perfect on it. So all right. It's good to have you guys in here on this Sunday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up for the news. Open up something new here and get these news up and going. We've got a lot in the news to cover, guys. There's going to be a lot. And a lot of it is coming from the Dodge camp. So if they're doing what I think they're going to be doing...
Oh, hell no!
But let me get everything set up for you guys. Normally I have this all fired up, but we had some technical difficulties starting up here, guys. All right. So we've got our first news topic set up. Move my camera so you guys can see me with the news. All right, so we're going to start at Motor Trend like we always do. So what's going to monopolize most of our time here today is going to be from the Dodge camp. And some of the stuff from the Dodge camp is just, it's not going to be good. If you guys have been here long enough, you know what that sound effect means. It's what I use for the EVs, by the way, in case you guys haven't caught that. Let me take a look at chats quick. All right, so guys, chat in as we go. I will try to flip over and keep track of that for you guys. Yeah, all right. So we'll start off here with the 2026 Dodge Charger, the muscle car that you want. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. You guys are not putting V8s in it. Quit lying to people. You guys are going to tease that you're going to bring back the Hellcat engines, but as of right now, what engine are you guys putting into it? You guys are putting the Huracan engine into it. Twin turbo 6-cylinder. It's not a Hellcat engine. Now, I'm hoping by the time that the rest gets released, we may see a V8 option. There's going to be some teasers about this, but I don't know how much it's going to be factual. Remember what I told you guys. Remember what I told you. Stellantis still controls this company. Doesn't matter if they turned it back over to the old CEO. The truth is, they still are an EV company, and they still do not like gas-powered engines. So here they're already saying that that once again they want to make the 5.7 available, not only in the Ram, but they're also looking at putting it in the Charger with a V8 Hemi. But they're already telling you they don't have the V8 Hemi yet for it, and that it might be offered as a optional package. But they're already telling you right here, as we read farther down into the article, that the Scat Pack, remember Scat Pack was right below the Hellcats. This was your upper to mid-level package for the Charger. Their high output Scat Pack engines have 550 horsepower, but they're using the twin turbo 3-cylinder V6. And they're trying to claim that it's having more horsepower than the old iron block 5.7. I would argue that because here's the deal. The deal is the old iron blocks. That's the key word. They weren't using the main iron blocks later in the later models. They weren't. Those motors were performance engines, most of them pushing out well close to whatever that Huracan engine is. And what you got to remember is that this engine is also a twin turbo. Twin turbos are going to put out more power no matter what because you're pushing more boost. So even if they get the horsepower to where they can power that heavy framed car, people are still not impressed because you still haven't brought them a V8. Trying to claim that it'll have bigger burnouts than the EV, which you guys already know how I feel about that V8 or that EV stuff. It's just their way of not having to go back to full gas powered vehicles. And here's the big thing. Their price is not going to be affordable, guys. It isn't. They're going to try to make their EVs more affordable than their gas-powered ones because they don't want to sell gas-powered. Stellantis has very high criticism of gas-powered engines. They don't even like the Huracan engine. So they want to do a standard package with 440. They want to do a high output Scat Pack at 550. Prices are going to range on the RT between $51,000 and $53,000. I told you, guys, they're not going to make these cheap. And we're already seeing, these stuff, this stuff kind of sprinkle in. Here's the problem is you jump down 2 years and look at the price drop. That price drop is ridiculous. This is what's happening to the car market. The people who have the cars they want are not going to let go of them. meaning that they're going to keep the prices somewhat up there. But when you look at the price of a new car, you can't even touch it. You're not even close. After 2 years, you're literally half the value. That's ridiculous. It really is. And we did this off of a separate marketplace ad that was already on Motor Trend. They could have chosen not to put that ad there, but when they put it into this article, we get to see exactly what's going on, what the future prices are, and just how much we're going to get ripped off. Check chats quick. Yep. It's good to have you guys in here on this Sunday. All right. Let's pull up the article back up. All right. So we're going to go ahead and jump out of this. This is the majority of what we're dealing with is Stellantis being an EV car company. Stellantis not wanting to make gas-powered vehicles. And obviously them trying to market manipulate us into buying vehicles that, yes, they may have horsepower, but they're nowhere near a sports car or even anything that should be considered a muscle car. So right here we got more EV stuff from the Rivian. They're ready to get more into the niche market of a mid-compact EV pickup. Guys, nobody's really buying these things because they realize that the ranges are just trash. As long as the range is as bad as it is, people aren't going to buy these things. Why would they? Bugatti claiming to make an all-green car, even though the car itself is not green. Ford wants to make a mid-size EV truck. Wait. Guys, you know what this means? Both Rivian and Ford are going to make mid-size EV trucks. Guess who's going to follow suit? I promise you Chevy is going to, and I promise Stellantis will do the same. This is the problem. These guys have not learned their lesson. They're not seeing that their current EVs that they're making are not selling. They're not moving the Ford Lightnings. Nobody wants them. In their dumb mind, they think because we make the truck smaller, maybe it won't use as much battery and maybe people will buy it. The problem is the cost and the maintenance. When people stack this up against what they're going to have to pay to keep these vehicles on the road after 10 years, they don't want them. The proof of that is you look at any of the Teslas right now, and you look at a 10-year-old Tesla, the value of that car is so low because people know they have to put a battery in it. I hate this stuff, guys. I hate the market manipulation that they're pulling. This is a game. When we seen 2 articles back to back in the news section doing this, prime example of them doing market manipulation. These companies are working together. They're going to try to push this agenda. It doesn't matter who's in control of the country. They have not learned their lesson. And they won't until it hits their pocketbook. So the more people don't buy this crap, higher chance it won't get pushed. But it's going to take time. Check chats here for a second, guys. Awesome. Thank you for having you guys in here today. This is some of the Full Throttle After Show, guys. This is what the party is all about. We get to go after these guys. We get to call them out on their BS. We look at what the market's doing. Guys, I ran Corvette up the flagpole for the last month and a half. I told you guys this wasn't a hypercar. Yeah, their only selling point is that you can buy it cheaper than you can buy a Ferrari. The car is heavier than a Ferrari. It's not as fast as a Ferrari. It doesn't have the handling and cornering of a Ferrari. It isn't the same car. I told you guys, this is like an elephant racing a cheetah. That's the problem with this new Corvette that they're pushing. Yes, the car costs $200,000. For people who have disposable money, that is possible to do. But here's the problem. This car comes as a hybrid system, not an EV. The reason I hit the EV sound effect, though, is they're using the front EV to push them a little bit faster and a little bit harder. It doesn't mean that it's an EV. It's a hybrid assist. It uses the gas engine for 90% of its work. This car has almost 1,100 horsepower off of the engine alone, meaning that that EV is only producing like 150, maybe 200 horse. Not something to brag about on the EV side, guys. I called them out on this for the last month. It's ridiculous. Lambo. Testing their new car. You know what, guys? To be honest with you, this Lambo could probably smoke that Corvette in a heartbeat. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say it now. You can have all the horsepower in the world, but if you can't put it to the ground, it's absolutely pointless. When it comes to speed, performance, and power, it has to be balanced. Your speed has to be at a level that you can actually accelerate hard enough to be competitive. You need to be able to put that power to the ground, and you need to be able to push that into the corners. This is what makes a car a great car. I can tell you right now, from the car that I picked up, that will be coming to the channel, and I will be debuting in a few weeks. I have handling and performance. I have weight transfer. I have the potential for massive horsepower. And I have everything pretty much set up in one package. This car is crazy fast. If I choose to, I can bury the needle in this car. And this car hauls. When you guys see it, you guys will know exactly what I'm going to be doing with it. Guys, hit that like button, hit the subscribe. We do this every Sunday. 7 p.m. is our full throttle after show, where we go through the news, we go through the week's topics, and we do a recap of what we did during our main stream. All right, so Ford F-Series Tremor now gets the Power Stroke. The fact that they didn't put the Power Stroke in the F-Series Super Duty Tremors from the past is a problem. It's meaning that they were trying to phase out the diesels, but they realized they can't. Anyone buying an F250, F350, F450, they want the diesel for the torque and the power because they're using them for pulling.
Well, I sure hope somebody picks up that phone, because I f***ing called it!
Yep, I did. Okay, so if you guys go far enough back in my news stories, I called out Tesla, I called out Elon Musk on their self-driving cars. They are sued over their self-driving claims. These claims are going to be, the biggest thing is that they're going to be related to the robo-taxis, and the lawsuit is on safety issues, meaning that these cars are not able to spot things that a human driver would. The sensors don't work like they're supposed to. They're not able to adjust quick enough. They're not able to be proactive enough to avoid accidents, meaning that these cars still get into accidents, and sometimes at a higher rate than a human driver. AI is not the future when it comes to driving, guys. Pay attention. AI driving is not going to work because there's always a variable that you can never anticipate for. If anybody knows anything about cars, they know that the variable is breakdowns. When a car breaks down, you need to know how to handle that car and safely get it off the road. An AI will not have that understanding. That's fine, they might spot it quicker than a human. Chances are they're not going to know how to react to it. And even if they figure out how to react to it, each breakdown is different and how you handle it is different. Yes, they might be able to learn at a very fast capability, but there are some things that you need to be able to react and be able to control the vehicle. Unfortunately, EV and AIs are not a good combination because half the time the EV side gets drained by the AI trying to power the vehicle. AKA, these robo-taxis will have much shorter range, will not be able to do as much, and will not go as far. Wait. All right, let's read this right here, guys. Class action lawsuit by Tesla shareholders was launched in the U.S. District Court for the Western District of Texas against both the brand and Elon Musk himself. The lawsuit accuses both the company and the CEO of concealing test data that showed that Tesla and its self-driving capabilities were overstated and potentially dangerous. Guys, this is what I said. You can't use AI to drive a car. Everyone wants to. Everyone wants to just be lazy and not actually drive themselves around. The problem is it's not safe. There's too many variables. There's too much that the AI is not going to be able to react in time. I said it. You would have to plaster sensors all over the car, and it will be marginally better than what it is now and still won't be able to compete in the market against an actual driver. And I'm not even meaning a professional driver. This is why AI-powered semis is not going to happen. Here's the other problem. Hold up. Here's the other problem. Even if they got this to go through, as soon as those AI-powered EVs start crashing, who's going to be paying the insurance bill? Who's going to be liable? Who's going to be responsible? This is what our grand overlords need to be looking at. Because if EV crashes into an EV and it was both AI-powered, who's at fault when somebody gets killed? Yeah, my thought exactly. That's exactly what this is, guys. At some point, they're going to need to assess liability because your car insurance is based on liability. Whose fault is it and who's going to pay the bill? Most of the time, that cost is passed down to the person at fault in the accident. Now, some states have no fault. Even though they have no fault, it isn't no fault. You can still be held liable in a court of law for accidents that are created because you broke the law. Stop sign, you get a ticket. You run a stop sign and kill somebody, you're going to jail. Now, what happens when the EV does that? Are they going to send the car owner to jail? The owner wasn't driving the car. Think, people. Think it through just a little bit. What's going to happen? This is why this stuff is nothing but a distraction and a joke. But we do need to pay attention to it. And when they start trying to push this, we need to get a hold of our state representatives and tell them, do not vote on those bills. Turn those down. Say no to them. That's the only way you're going to stop this. This is why we do the Full Throttle After Show, guys. We got 2 chats here from Aim High. Seems like car dealerships want us all to consistently trade in our vehicles so they are only 5-year-old cars or less. Correct. Correct. The reason for that is that's how they make money. As long as they have a loan on it, they're making money. As long as they're selling you new cars, they're making money. That's exactly what's going on here. It can happen. We need to vote in civil servants who care, and we need good men to fill those roles. Correct. We need good politicians. We need people that are going to be proactive and actually do the right thing. So right now, the top fan is Aim High, our producer. Guys, thank you for tuning in. I know I'm pushing on topics here that are censorship stuff, but this is what we do here, guys. This is what the Full Throttle After Show is about. We bring you guys the news, we don't apologize for it, and we call out the lies. So, but very good stuff there from Aim High on the topics that we're talking about. But we need to look at this, guys. We gotta pay attention to this. Have to. Every time we don't, that's when they're gonna try to sneak more stuff through. So the suit apparently isn't only that Tesla is under for its self-driving capability and safety. On Friday, a Florida jury found Tesla was at least 33% responsible for the accident that killed a 22-year-old woman and injured her boyfriend, neither of whom were inside the Tesla that crashed. Guys, this is what I said. Who's going to be at fault when AI actually doesn't do what it's supposed to and people start getting hurt or killed? We're going to see a lot more of these lawsuits come out of the woodwork. It's going to get much, much higher. The automaker is ordered to pay $243 million in damages to the victims. Guys, this might be the death nail in the coffin when it comes to AI and self-driving cars. And honestly, it needs to happen. It needs to happen. Because these self-driving cars are going to keep having these issues. This isn't a problem we can fix with AI. We can't. There's too many variables that AI will not react to. And who is responsible? Who's liable? They already found that Tesla, the car company, was 33% responsible for the accident on a self-driving car. If they do that for one case, imagine how many cases they're going to have after 2 years. The company will be bankrupt. I promise you. If they keep having accidents like this, the company will be bankrupt. Not even Elon can keep eating $243 million lawsuits every single day. All right. Just checking chats for you guys. Got a little bit behind on the chats, and it looks like I don't have a whole lot for views here. So we're going to work on this for the future and keep bringing you guys solid content. So that was it from the Motor Trend side. We're going to flip over to car news, which is the Drive. This is another one that kind of leans a little bit. Dodge is talking about their jailbreak. Got more on the EV stuff that I told you guys. Guys, let's look at this one. So, this article is claiming that Hyundais and Kias are harder to steal now, but the theft crisis isn't over. You guys know why these are pretty highly stolen? It isn't the fact that it's a Kia, it's the fact that these are cheap cars that everyone can afford. So when they steal them, they can take the parts off of them and sell the parts. If you look at some of the most stolen vehicles, they're going to be vehicles that they sold a lot of them. So Kia Souls, Chevy Silverados, Ford F-150s, these are going to be your highest on your stolen lists. Kia got kind of blamed on the whole deal because their push-button start was easy to bypass with a USB stick, which is all I'm going to say on that. But because of that flaw in the system, they've done a software update to fix that, but people are still going to steal these cars because they're cheap cars that they can sell the parts to a body shop. They can send this car into a chop shop, strip it down, sell every single piece of that car, and make way more money doing that. And there's enough of the cars out there that they're able to move the parts. That's the key. So apparently they want to talk about stolen cars quite a bit. So they're saying the Chevy Camaro, specifically top tier ZL1, is now the most stolen car in the US. The reason why is this car is disappearing, for one. So it makes it rare. Number two, they're extremely fast and powerful because they use a Corvette drivetrain. And if they send them overseas, they can literally just sell off the whole car. They don't need titles when they go to a third world country. So that's why cars like this disappear pretty quickly. If you guys have one, I would suggest you guys install a kill switch in it. Meaning you want a battery disconnect that's hidden so that you can shut the car down when you park it. That way no one can steal the car. It's going to take them too long to find the battery disconnect and turn it back on so that they can take the car. We will be doing something like that to our car. I'm not going to show you guys where I'm hiding it, but we are doing that to my car. Having a remote kill switch or having a hidden disconnect so that you cannot take the car, that's how you protect yourself. All right, we're at the end of the first page here. Oh, yeah, I want to cover this one. This one's pretty good.
Stop the cap.
Guys, the Air Force has found a use for Cybertrucks to be used as target practice.
What? What the fuck?
Oh, that was hilarious when I heard that news. That was absolutely hilarious that they're going to use them as target practice. So, very, very funny. Very funny. Honestly, they probably make better target practice than actual trucks. Okay, guys. I want to rewind and go back in time. The Ferrari F40 is a hidden gem among supercars. This car was built a long time ago. There's been many redone versions, and each time they keep moving up. I believe they're up to the F80 now. They're up pretty high in the numbers. The F40 is one of the iconic superstar cars. And in my younger days, I had a chance to drive this car. Not this exact one, but a Ferrari F40. And I can tell you, no matter what I build or what I drive from this point on, I will not get that feel out of a car ever again. That was a motor, a chassis with a mild suspension. And the motor that it was in it was just insane. It's like strapping into a rocket ship and barely keeping the wheels on the ground. That's what that car is. They are not affordable to own. Good luck finding one. And the fact that the feds are going to auction this one off means something pretty rare. That the fact that the only way you're going to get one is to get one that's auctioned off by the feds. I'm going to guess that this was owned by somebody who probably either was doing criminal activity or something, and the vehicle was impounded. Because that's how they come across this stuff. Yeah, again, guys, the Chevy Corvette is not going to live up to the hype. This ZR1X is not going to live up to its hype. This is why they're claiming that it's $120K cheaper than even the Ford Mustang GTD. So their whole point is, let's make it cheap enough that people can buy it, but yet we're still going to fall short because our car is as heavy as an elephant. And them trying to claim that their Nuremberg lap times still matter, honestly, it doesn't. It doesn't matter, because what matters is who's going to buy the car, what are they buying it for, and is it going to be competitive enough to beat what it's supposed to beat for its era. If it's considered a hypercar, it needs to be in the top echelons of the hypercars. It's not. This article right here. Guys, this is the biggest problem I see, is everyone is seeing Tesla flatline, and everyone wants to jump in on the market. But the market isn't there. The people that bought this car were people who were so concerned about the environment but they didn't really look at what they had to do to the environment to build this car. You will never offset the carbon footprint of making that car in an EV form throughout its entire lifetime, even if you rebatteried the car. It's not green energy and never will be. Guys, this could be a problem. The fact that Tesla is not paying its bills while Elon makes 29 billion, gets a 29 billion dollar payday. Guys, he could be running the company into the ground. If he knows that EVs have ran its course, he might be trying to sink the ship and take the profits out and stick it into something else. I'm really hoping I'm not going to be hitting this button later.
Well, I sure hope somebody picks up that phone, because I f***ing called it!
I got a very bad feeling that he's tanking the company and pulling the profits out, and they're going to crash the company. It's not that I don't want to see EVs succeed. It's that here's the deal. If somebody who already has billions of dollars can pull off a stunt like this, other companies are going to do it too. We don't want to see this. Because when we start seeing companies get away with this, where they're basically dumping the company and pulling all the profits out just to put it into another investment, we're going to see a lot of other companies do that. And here's the problem. When that company tanks, good luck getting parts for that car. You're not going to be able to fix it. If you can't fix it, it's a paperweight. Guys, that's what's coming. When we start seeing companies tank like this and them pulling the profits out, good luck trying to find parts for your Tesla. You guys heard it here. Just checking through some of the news here before I go ahead and wrap this up. Yeah, we already talked about this. Yeah, as far as the TRX, I don't know if they're going to bring it back, and if they do, we don't know the power plant yet. So, all right, guys, we have gone for almost an hour. Very expensive paperweight. Yes, aim high, it will be. And the reason why that it's going to be an overweight or oversized paperweight is because once you can't get parts, you're done. You're done. There's nothing you can do. At that point, you're spinning your wheels and you're not going to get where you need to go. So guys, I want to say thank you. This has been a really good Sunday. We plan on doing this from now on every Sunday. Mainstream at 3 p.m. We're going to do a topic and then get into a project. And then our Full Throttle After Show is going to be a recap and covering the week's news. We're going to do this every week like this. I will probably pull 2 clips from each to tease you guys throughout the week for what we did for this weekend. We're also going to drop a teaser on Fridays for you guys for the upcoming video next Sunday. If you guys are here, I do want to tease you guys with next Sunday, we are interviewing the owner of that green Honda that we just finished. And he's going to tell us what he's doing with that car. Once he kind of explains what he's doing and kind of the processes involved and kind of why we went through it top to bottom, you guys will understand why it sat here as long as we did and why we did so many projects. And we're not completely done with the car. We're done with the car, but we still have to put batteries in a few remotes. So that'll be a separate video coming up that I will be doing in the future here. Guys, I want to say thank you for all your support. Continue hitting the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell so you get notified when I go live, which is every Saturday. Correction, we're on new times now, every Sunday at 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. I want to say thank you for all your support. Make sure you guys hit the join button if you guys want to become a member of the channel for as little as $3 a month. And as always, guys, I'm going to check chats one more time here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and end it. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you.